Okay, guys, welcome back. So, in a previous episode, we took apart the Bissell Revolution HydroSteam, and it was an exploration. We wanted to make sure that we did it I did it live in front of you because previously all I did was took apart the bottom panel where you can change the belts and change the brush. I didn't go any further. So we did it live. If you'd like to see that video, you should be able to see it probably somewhere in the middle of this video or at the end. But I'm going to take it to the shop, and because I think the shop has a little bit more of a better camera angle for you to be able to see me put it back together again. All right, and then so you enjoy this one. All right, don't forget to subscribe and like this video, and help us keep this thing growing. Okay, thanks. All right, guys, I ended up going back to the shop because I thought maybe this setup would be a lot better for you to try to walk through putting this back together again. Okay, so I kind of left it where we left off at. And I'm also going to show you an easier way to get access to this than having to take all that stuff apart that we did. Remember that first part was, more of an expedition. We were exploring, okay? So let's recap real quick. Okay. All right. So this here is your heating element. Okay. So this is our heater. All right. And this is the cover. And the reason why I ended up breaking that, there was a tab for the cover I broke, is because I was under the impression that I was able to get through like the previous Bissell Revolution, where I can just unclip the panel here. But no, you have to go from underneath. You're gonna have to take all the screws up at the bottom, pretty much all, and I'm gonna show you which ones you don't have to, and then you can get access to this, so you can take these screws out. Okay, and you don't have to bother these screws right here. Like I'm still, okay, this is, all right, let me show you something here real quick because I'm a little bit tied up, if you notice. Now take a look. This, the heater has two tubings that's going towards it. All right, this is being fed by this tube in here. It goes through the heating element, gets heated, and the water comes out through this long one and it heads to the floor. Okay, so if you're having a steam issue with your steam, then it's going to be between whether these are clogged or the heating element is not heating the water, or it's not receiving water. Okay, let's kind of keep that in mind. All right, this is the pump that will pump water to the steam. So it is possible to have a problem where you're getting water to the floor, which is going to be controlled by this section right here. Okay, this part right here, and being fed. Now this is your main line again. Let me just try to get everything into camera, so forgive me if I'm not exactly there, right? So so this is the main line that's receiving the water. All right, it hits this section here. It looks like the water splits, so some water is going to go towards the heater, okay, and come out, and then the other plain water is going to go towards the solenoids. That is, and then also you have your pump for your for the hose. Bear with me. All right, so that's a little quick recap. All right, and so that I just want to be able to open this up so people can see if you need to replace components, what's the best way to get to it without destroying your machine. All right, okay, so now let's start putting things back together again. If you have any questions about this further, we can cover it in later videos. But again, I told you in the previous video, and you should be able to see that video either sometime during this video. I may have it posted so you can click on it, and or at the end. Okay. Now that video will show you how to open it, and I'm going to show you how to put everything back. Okay. So let's get started. All right. Now, like I said, I had broke two of the tabs because I was a little bit enthusiastic there trying to get to this thing. All right. So, okay, so we're going to have a screw here. You don't need to take these out because this is for the unlock, the little tab to unlock the head. So don't worry about these screws here, okay? All right, and I'm trying not to strain this too much. If you do take this off, it's probably best to just unlock this to keep it simple for you, okay? I don't want to rip this, so I'm just trying to be very careful. You know what? Let me do that because, yeah, I don't want to mess around and mess that up. Give me a second. Let me use a little pliers, remove that tab, pull that out, nice and easy. And if it doesn't come out easy, either you take your time or you can use a flathead and just kind of pry it off, okay? All right, so now here we go. This is a lot better, a lot better. All right, so let's put these screws back in to the cover. Okay. All right, and back here. All right. Okay. And let me see. Yep, so these are the two tabs that I messed up. I think it's either these two or these two. But let me see if I can get a screw down this one. I don't believe it's this. I think it's this. The ones that I messed up. All right. Yep. Yep, yep, yep. And that was my bad. So I made the mistake so you don't have to, okay? All right. So now that this is back on, right? Oh, and look what I did. Look, my error, right? So you don't have to make it. You see this little tab sticking out here? Let's fix that. Let's fix that before. This was you would think I planned this, right? To show you what to look out for. Let me pull this up. Stick this in. All right, good, good. So all our stuff is sealed off here. Okay. All right, here we go. And here we go. Excellent. All right, so now we're gonna reconnect this this to here, okay? So let's do it like this because I don't want to strain it any further. If you notice the way it's positioned, this is kind of holding it in, okay? And then I will have to yank it this way if I'm gonna do it like this. So I'm gonna just kind of turn this over and slide it on and then lock it in, okay? All right. So let me just show you what I did. I know my hand's probably covering what I'm doing, but just so you can see what I did, all right? So I just put this on here, all right? And you want to make sure this is, but when you put this back on, that this is fastened down because there's a screw that we're going to put in that's going to kind of keep this fastened, and it's also going to, the screw's going to go into this tab right here. All right, so now that you're ready to put everything back together, we got to make sure that the wiring, also there's a spring, this spring here that I was curious about earlier, it goes right here, so it can release the pedal. So this is where that spring would go. It sits right in here, okay? And then when you put your tube in back, run it along this tab right here, okay? So everything is set. Here, here, here. Make sure everything is secure. These solenoids have these little tabs that we unclipped before, so we snap them back in. Make sure this guy's snapped down. Everybody is good to go. This came off, and if you notice, this just sits right here. If you do get this off, just know that you see this lip that comes out. That's the position that it goes in, okay? And that's really it. All right. So now we're gonna push everything back down, and just be mindful to keep the wiring kind of tucked. Number one, away from any holes that you're gonna need to drill, well, you know what I mean, screw in, and also away from these edges here. Let me show you one last thing. Away from these edges here, because it can cut the wire and sever your the communication with the electricity, okay? All right, so keep them tucked, tuck, 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 tuck. And then here is kind of an open gauge area, so it can kind of roam free, I guess. All right, so I'm just kind of ensuring that I don't have any wiring in the way of any of the stuff. All right, so now let me turn this over because I'm gonna have to snap everything back in, but I just want to make sure a few things are kind of solid and secure before I do that. All right, okay. And what I mean by that is that this part here, when you put these guys back on, they have, you see this, there's a hole that it goes into, so you kind of want to make sure that everything is in this hole, and this snaps in. Okay, now that that's together, these guys are together. Double check your wiring. Okay, nobody is sitting next to anything that needs to be drilled in. Okay, this is where our little hidden screw was, so don't forget this guy right here. Actually, I'm gonna put him in first because he had me on a wild goose chase the other day. Okay, so here we go. This goes in here. Now let's go back here. Now there was only one screw needed to hold this guy in, this duct. And again, so you can see that you don't even have to take the whole thing apart if you need to clean your hose. You know, you just need to take the covers, the bottom covers off, and you can get and clean your hose out and then just stick it right back in there. And just make sure that this flap, this little lip, is on the other side of this wall. Okay, that's all. All right, and then secure it. You get one of these small screws and you secure this right here, and then you get a longer screw for here. Okay, and that's going to secure the that part of the pump up there. Okay, beautiful. All right, now these tubing I reconnected back here. Now you could do this after you put the shaft back in, but I definitely recommend that you put the shaft, put the coupler here and the shaft before you put the screws back in this section here, because you're not going to be able to move it to have any kind of flexibility. All right, so I'm going to put the screws back for the hose pump. Okay, so from the looks of it, we have two pumps on this machine, one for the hose and one for the floor. It's probably really one for the steam. I'm thinking that's what it is. I think mainly it's really for the steam. Okay, it's for the steam. All right, so now we're gonna put the brackets back on. I'm just gonna slip them under here. You could probably put them on before you put this tubing back if you have to, if you have to get here to do something. All right, and let's get these guys back into play. All right, let me get all my screws. I got my screws separate on the side over here somewhere. Okay, all right. So far so good, right? Okay. Now remember, there's a few things that can go wrong with this, just because it's it's a machine. It's made by man, right? And it's gonna have its things are gonna hook up. But what to look for? So you may have an issue where, again, there's no steam. You may have an issue where there's no spray. You may have a suction issue, right? We just need to know when you know what is what. Okay, then you can kind of figure out, okay, where's my problem coming from? If I know where my problem is coming from, I can attack that area. I don't have to kind of, run around, kind of scared, okay? All right? Okay, so we're doing good so far. So far, so good. All right. Now let's put this guy back, okay? This is gonna be facing up, okay? And we just tuck him in here and tuck him nice and neat in this area right here. Okay, that's that. So everybody's happy, right? Everybody's happy. You know what? There was a tubing I took out, which was the main tube. If you can rewind the video, if you took that tube out, I forgot where to put it. All right. So, yeah. So that part, because I remember having an issue with that little piece there, taking it out, trying to put it back. Anyway, so we're good. Okay, so we got everything. And if there's something that you think I missed that I didn't cover, just leave it in the comments and I will address it, okay? But again, like I said, this was a reference video. I just wanted to have this video out here so I can always say, you know what? Refer to this video to show you, you know, what we looked at. Now there's a screw down here I'm looking for. That's what I'm kind of looking for. But let me put the others in while I'm looking for that. All right. So we're gonna put screws in here. And really, guys, at this point, this is all we're doing. We're just putting things back into place. Putting the screws back in that we took out. Okay. But the biggest fear is taking it apart and, one, not knowing how to put it back together again, and two, breaking it as we're trying to take it apart. Okay. And that's where I came in, and I volunteered my machine so I can break it, because like I said, it was my first time. All right. Okay, so now I didn't go up top to the auto receiver or the handle. The handle is fairly simple. You know, you buy another handle if you have to. Okay, and you buy another handle and you just replace it. That's really it. There's not much more to it than that. There's not much more to it than that, guys, when it comes to handles. Okay. All right. One here. Here. Make sure we got everybody, because we're gonna get one down here, this section here. Okay, got one there. I had taken this out, remember? And I had to, this is really just for, I didn't even need to remove this last time. All right, and we have another screw in this section over here. Okay, put this guy in. And I know there's one down below. Oh my gosh. I'm doing this sideways, so the screw's gonna, okay. All right, let me see if I can use my hand and put it in first. Okay, here we go. All right. Okay. All right, let me find that guy. Let me find him. It's down here somewhere. And I remember looking for him, even using my flashlight and everything. Yep, I found the spot. You have to find the hole. Okay. Yep, found him. Okay, so make sure I get a guy down in here. Oh, did I already put one in there already? I did. Man. Okay. Okay. Now look at what happened here. Look at what happened here, guys. Look at what happened. The same thing I warned you of is the same thing that happened to me. Look. I couldn't see it, it's black. There's a wire, a cord that's caught up right here. Let's see if I can get it out. I'm gonna remove this. I'm gonna remove the guys on this side of the machine. See if you can give me a little bit of leeway, a little bit of flexibility. Okay. I'm gonna remove this guy here. I'm gonna remove this guy. Well, I may not even need to remove this guy, but I'm gonna do it anyway. Just kind of loosen him. Let's see if I got a little flexibility. All right. I need to get that guy out of there. It's a rescue mission. It's a rescue mission. Get out of there. Come on, buddy. You can make it. Holy cow. Yep, it's out. Woo! Golly. All right. That guy's out of there. All right. Yep. Good. Nothing's in my way now. Now I can put a screw right there. And again, like I said, because of the way the screws are, these cords are kind of, they're normally, you know, and if you have a zip tie to kind of tie them up neater, if you're going back in, you know, which is probably what I should have done, is tie it up a little neater, you know, tighter, and this way they're all together and it's not as like crazy like that. I don't know if the engineers were sleeping on that one. This was like, man, you talking about our engineers. You try to design this thing. All right. Okay. Okay. So, boom, 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 boom. No, man, look, I give Bissell's engineers some credit on this one. I think they did a good job. I like I like the wheels. For some reason, these wheels, again, they just seem so much sturdier than the other one. And I don't know if it's just, I don't think I'm imagining it, you know? Okay, so now the pump belt is back on. And this is here. You know what? I just answered a question for someone. Someone just contacted me, and they were having an issue with the sound of their machine. It was a Bissell Revolution. I think it's probably best that I just quickly cover it here while I'm at this section. So he said that the Bissell, it went from making a noise, and he changed the belt and everything else. And I said, all right, the best thing to do when your machine is making a lot of noise, start from the beginning, right? Just run the motor by itself. No belts, no moving parts, just the motor. And then if you know, if the sound is still there, most likely then the motor is the problem, right? But if you have on your belts and everything else, you might not be able to tell if the sound is the brush, which you probably can if you listen close to the section. But it could be the brush, it could be the shaft making noise. Sometimes when you see this black stuff right here, sometimes the shaft will get a whole bunch of crud and stuff on it. It'll get rusty. You see the rust in this section right here. So you don't know. It could be the bearing for the shaft got rusty. So when you have a noise on a Bissell, you start at the beginning. Any vacuum, start at the very beginning. Just the motor on its own. No filters, nothing. Just motor. Okay, and then you start putting things back together again. And then you'll see where the problem is. That's how you work your way to the solution. All right, if that makes any sense to you, right? Okay, so now, but yeah, I wanted to answer that. I wanted to answer that in the video while I was here. Okay, so let's put this stuff back. Okay, all right. Who's in the way here? Oh no, I wasn't supposed to put this down. This goes first. Sorry guys. This goes first, and then this. Okay, my bad. All right, and let's start put you put your screws. You start putting it back. Okay, put your screws back in, and that's it. And that's it, guys. That's as simple as it is. Okay, this goes back in here. And now we have a better understanding of this Bissell Revolution HydroSteam, and how it comes apart, and how to get access to stuff. Where are my other screws at? Okay. I hope this video benefit you. Well, while I look for my other screws, guys. All right. Why don't you guys take a look at our merch store, and you can even get parts and supplies on our website. And be patient, guys. If you don't see the part there, just email me and see if I can order it for you, or I can have it listed on the site. I'm trying to update my site. I'm always hands-on, so a lot of those things, the websites, updates, even posting becomes like second. And I'm really trying to make this like a full deal. So bear with me, okay? All right. Okay, guys, thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed that. And again, you can still watch the previous video. Should be somewhere, one of these spots here. And make sure that you check out our website if you want parts. Okay, the link should be in the description. And check out our shirt site, gmrshirts.com. Again, thanks for watching. Come back for more. And don't forget, we're live Thursdays and Saturdays. Thursdays at 1, Saturdays at 3. Okay, thanks.